name is Bresee.
And I'm Ben Simon.
And we're here to tell you about Food Recovery Network.
Every year in America, 68 billion pounds of food goes to waste. That's 40% of our gross domestic crop yield. Food is actually the #1 component of municipal solid waste, i.e. garbage.
Now, this is a bit of a paradox because with all of this food waste, 1 in 7 Americans are food insecure. Now, as a kid, my parents told me not to waste food because of the starving children in Africa or the starving children in China. But there are starving children in America.
If you look at how the problem of food waste manifests itself here at UMD, we'll see that the university had been wasting approximately 60,000 meals every year that could have been going to feed those in need for decades. This is split between a variety of venues on campus: the dining halls, concessions at sporting events, catered events, and other locations around campus.
Food Recovery Network was launched in 2010 to address this dual issue of food waste and hunger by taking food from these locations and donating it to homeless shelters in DC. Since we began, we've already donated 23,000 meals.
Our model is simple. We're literally a network of 11 student groups, and I'm sure you see all the people in here. Student groups volunteer by sending 4 to 6 students at different locations, taking different nights of the week at different diners. And they pretty much recover the food, transfer it into our standard aluminum food service pans, and then drive the food immediately down to one of our 3 partner shelters in DC. Another great part about the Food Recovery Network experience is just how fun it is to volunteer. It's social, it's hands-on, and you get to see the impact you're making right away. In about an hour's time last fall at this football game, me and my fellow volunteers donated over 500 meals.
Volunteers donate their time and effort, drivers donate their cars and the slight bit of gasoline it takes to go into DC. And what the only operating expense we're left with is these trays. These trays cost $1.50 each and can hold 15 meals. That's just 10 cents per meal.
We're also really diverse. We're made up of religious groups, service groups, an honors fraternity, and even a military group.
Yet we have one thing in common. We hate seeing good food go to waste.
If you take a closer look at the impact we've been making, we'll see that this past fall, we had an outstanding semester and donated about 15,000 meals. This coming spring, this semester, we're on track to donate another 15,000 meals. We've somewhat hit a plateau, and we're pitching today in part for a fridge, which will help us double our impact almost immediately to about 30,000 meals per semester, about 60,000 meals every year.
We did a little bit of research, and we found that 75% of America's 3,000 colleges have no food recovery program at all. At roughly 10,000 meals per campus, that's roughly 22 million meals wasted a year. And if you take the average price of a meal to be about $4, that's $88 million wasted in good food.
And while there are a variety of organizations doing food recovery in major cities like Share Our Strength, Food Rescue, and DC Central Kitchen right here in DC, there's only one other nationally focused organization doing food recovery on college campuses, and that's Campus Kitchens. However, there's a major difference between the Food Recovery Network model and the Campus Kitchens model. The Campus Kitchens model is a lot more resource intensive, requires hiring a full-time staff member. They actually teach students culinary skills and then open up the campus dining hall as a soup kitchen. The Food Recovery Network model, by contrast, is much leaner and thus has much lower startup costs for starting some of these new chapters, as we simply are delivering the food that would have gone to waste to the shelters, and we let the shelters handle all of the cooking and meal planning.
Currently, we're filling out our 501c3 status to become a national nonprofit. Additionally, earlier in October 2011, Food Recovery launched its first chapter at Brown University. Earlier this month, 2 colleges with their own food recovery program decided to become affiliates of Food Recovery Network. We're in the process of speaking with 13 separate colleges who are all very interested in starting their own food recovery program. Our goal for this spring is to start 2 more chapters, which will leave us a total of 6 chapters by the end of this semester.
Well, the first $850 will go towards our 1023 application for 501c3 status so that we can pursue this vision of national expansion. The remaining $1,650 will go towards a commercial fridge. As I started to mention, there's a variety of locations around campus, about 20 locations, including Rudy's right here in the business school, that have about 10 to 50 meals for us each day. However, the times at which we have to pick them up are scattered throughout the day, so it makes it not really worth our time to drive all the way down to DC to deliver 20 meals. However, if we had a fridge, we could simply send the volunteers, bring that food back to the central location on campus, the fridge, and then donate it in bulk once per day. Thanks a lot for investing in us. our team, and our vision.
We do. With 44 votes, we have Food Recovery Network as a winner.
So the winner, the judges picked 2 top pitches today. Second place with $500 goes to Food Recovery Network. But that's not it. All of the judges want you to come and talk to them because I think they're ready to help you out with more, with the fridge and with money, with checks. So that's not just what you get to see today.